Greetings and welcome to my Advanced Digital Marketing course, Strategy and Execution. Hi, this is Imad Shukair. It took me a little bit of extra time to sit down and start recording Chapter 8 because I had to do some additional setup. Since this is the first time, I will give you some interesting demonstrations. Stay tuned, bring some notebook, have some coffee, and let's do together Chapter 8 of the Advanced Digital Marketing course. The agenda for today's chapter, I will review quickly what I covered in the previous chapter, Chapter 7, then introduce you to the digital marketing tools we use for brand awareness. I will cover what it takes to design an effective website and give you some demonstrations about some real websites from the internet. I will cover how to optimize your website for search engine optimization, and I will do that in details and give you a very interesting demonstration. After that, I will cover what can a mobile app do for your business if that suits your business requirements. I will cover content marketing in good level of details. Without content marketing, your digital marketing machine won't function. This is like the fuel of your digital marketing. Also, I will conclude this chapter by covering digital advertisements. This is a review of the entire course, the agenda for the entire course. And as you can see, we've covered the first 6 chapters. If you haven't watched the previous chapters, I highly advise you to do so. They are all there on YouTube already. This is part 2. And today, as we can see, we are recording Chapter 8, which covered the marketing tools for brand awareness. There will be some additional chapters in the future. I try to put 1 chapter per week. Chapter 9 will cover the digital marketing tools for customer engagement. Then Chapter 10, the digital marketing tools for customer convergence. Then the customer retention. Then we conclude with the last chapter of this course, which will cover a summary and a review of the important concepts. Last chapter was somehow a little bit of a lighted chapter because we introduce you to the digital marketing tools for each of the 4 stages of the customer life cycle. And we talked about the importance of having a marketing machine for your business. So within that marketing machine, when it functions properly, when it's designed properly, it should take from one side what we refer to as prospects and give you from the other side delighted customers. A lot of organizations focus on building those digital marketing machines, configuring them, and they invest good amount of resources and time to really build those digital marketing machines. And once they function properly, they are among the most important resources or assets within a certain business. And then also we concluded the Chapter 7 by mapping the digital marketing tools, as we said, to the customer life cycle, which are, of course, the 4 stages: brand awareness, customer engagement, customer conversion, and customer retention. So those are the 4 stages here. So to begin this chapter, we are going to cover in detail the digital marketing tools we have for brand awareness. And like we said last time in Chapter 7, the digital marketing tools can be split into 4 categories. The category 1 is the digital marketing tools that you own. So when you create a website, you own your website. When you do improvements for your search engine optimization, also this is on your control. You may create your own application. And also when you develop content, also you have this content for you. So these are the digital marketing tools that you own. And of course, in most businesses, you have to invest on building those digital marketing tools for yourself. And we are going to cover today websites, SEO, mobile app, and content marketing. Social media, of course, or social networks in general, are platforms where maybe your prospects are there. In case you cannot reach your prospects properly, you will be using paid advertisements to try to reach additional prospects, and of course, execute your marketing strategy. You may also use the classical channels such as, marketing events, other activities, referral programs, or whatever your imagination may take you to in terms of doing marketing activities. These are what we refer to as the digital marketing platforms you may use to run your digital marketing machine. And there are digital marketing platforms that are simple and easy to use and also very convenient when it comes to pricing, such as Wix, Squarespace. And there are premium enterprise level digital marketing platforms such as Adobe, IBM, Oracle, and SAP. Microsoft, they are very good in CRM, so they have a customer relationship management solution, but they plan to become bigger in the digital marketing space, but they are mainly focusing on sales automation rather than digital marketing. But those, in fact, they have very advanced levels, and they are extremely expensive as well, used by a lot of top-notch companies in terms of automating of their entire 4 stages of the customer life cycle. In the coming chapter, of course, I will cover the digital marketing tools we use for the other stages of the customer life cycle. But as you can see, many of those tools that are used, they are similar to the tools we use for brand awareness. So the difference will be the philosophy or the strategy we use in brand awareness. In brand awareness, we assume, of course, which is a very valid assumption, that the prospect is not aware of us. They don't know us. So unless we are Apple, our marketing strategy will not focus that much on brand awareness when we want to generate revenue, but rather focus on customer engagement, conversion, and retention. So depending on your business, the size of your business, how much your brand is known, you need to focus in your marketing strategy. So a lot of businesses, of course, struggle for making their brand famous or known to other companies. Other companies, which are the multinationals ones, during their history, they have put a lot of attention maybe in the past on building their brand. This is why you find them putting attention on customer engagement, conversion, etc., which is to materialize their strength of the brand that they have. Let's begin and cover websites. What is an effective website? I mean, we use the internet and we browse websites every day. There are more than 1 billion websites in the internet. And your website is one of those 1 billion websites. Okay. Now, when we look at a website, we're going to see today, we see it from 2 main perspectives. One is the look and the feel, and the second one from the technical aspect, what is how it performs from the technical perspective. And this is when we speak about search engine optimization and the technical element relating to the speed of your website, if it's performing well, if it's secure, etc., etc. So now, in this here, we cover the first part, which covers the effectiveness of your website from the design perspective. So the design of your website and the functionality that it should perform would depend on your type of business. So of course, when you want to sit down and design your website, make sure you design a website that suits your business. There is maybe no need to emphasize that, but this is a very important assumption. Don't let your website development company or website development freelancer decide on how they want to brand and make your website look and feel. You should be, of course, in full control of that, and this should be a part of your entire marketing strategy within your business. A typical business-oriented website should attract your business stakeholders and deliver content for every kind. So the main objective is to attract the right business stakeholders and achieve a low bounce rate. Bounce rate is how much percentage of visitors to your website. This is very important for you to learn what is the percentage of the visitors of your website. They come, they browse your main page, and they spend maybe, you can define it by the way, so they spend less than 30 seconds and then they leave. So they bounce off your website. Of course, you want people to come to your website, not only browse the main page, but also to navigate to other pages. This is why good assumption here is to make your website more than one page, of course. But all the such information and data about the behavior of your visitors that you can know. So there are many tools that can help you, and if you want an easy tool, you can use Google Analytics. And Google Analytics will tell you extreme details. We're going to cover that a little bit when we speak about the tools for search engine optimization. So very important is, once a visitor comes to your website, you should have areas on your website that each area focuses on each of the 4 stages of the customer life cycle. So there should be an area for brand awareness, an area for customer engagement, customer conversion, and customer retention. This is why you see those many typical websites. When you come, the main slider on the website tells who you are. So again, focus a lot on the 4 stages of the customer life cycle when you do design your website. So there will be content about telling your prospects who you are, and then about trying to engage with those with call to action, CTAs, and also you may display some conversions. Now, can you display content that are customized depending on the history? Of course. If you go with some advanced configurations, you would know if someone comes to your website and if this person has come before or not. This is very easy, by the way. And your marketing automation and workflow engine can trigger based on the behavior of the visitor of your website. So if somebody comes to your website, you can immediately take that record based on, of course, the cookie that is this person has on his or her browser. And then this person has came before and he or she has visited those pages and saw this specific product. So you can display an offer for that person to buy that product. And this here we can assume that we know that intelligently this person had already completed the brand awareness and the engagement. So now it's time for them to put some additional discounts. Fewer companies, I can say, go to that advanced level of configurations, but this is very easy to do and very much important. So what goes into the design of a very good website? Let's go through this very quick checklist. So we speak about the design, look and feel. So your website has to be attractive. So when I visit a website, it shouldn't be a normal website. Try to put something not gimmicky, but has to have some attractiveness somehow. So think about it and find a way to make your website attractive. It must be mobile friendly. It is not a secret that today when we do some analytics, we find, of course, more than 50% of visitors of any website in the world today, they come from mobile devices. Sometimes even it goes to much higher, than 50%. Conclusion is your website has to function so well on the mobile. So we used to say your website has to be mobile friendly. We can even take it to the next level today and we say your website has to function on the mobile and also has to be computer web browser friendly, because mobile devices today are assumed to be better or in fact more important for majority of businesses, of course. Minimalistic design. Try not to make your website so crowded. So as we explained, if your website is designed about the 4 stages or around the 4 stages of the customer life cycle, when somebody visits your website, try to put content for brand awareness with some link to the engagement part. So as we mentioned here, you should be putting content for each type of visitors, and the content for brand awareness stating who you are, and within a transition to the engagement stage, like subscribe to our blog, try our services, take a 2-day free pass to our gym, etc., etc. And then content for customer engagement by giving the visitors useful information. It can be content, free stuff, as we mentioned here. So that it always you transition from brand awareness to engagement. Conversion, of course, is by making or giving people offers, or it depends. Sometimes if you have a website that's for automotive and you don't want to sell cars online like Tesla, your conversion can happen by making people book a test drive for your company. And of course, when they go to your showroom, now the marketing part will be over, and then the lead will be generated and handed over to the salespeople. We don't call this, of course, conversions, because conversions will happen when we actually sell the customer. But at least from a website perspective, you have done the job of taking the customer and engaging with them, and the conversion stage now will happen throughout your sales process. This is why watch the previous chapters when I speak about marketing and sales alignment. Content for retention. Yeah, I mean, some businesses, they want to have loyalty. So this is when you come to your website, they encourage you to log in so that you can see your loyalty points, you can see your previous transactions with the company, and they want to continue the relationship. A lot of successful businesses are the businesses that don't see the relationship is over with a certain clients once we sell the client something, because there should be a roadmap of a continuous engagement so that we can maximize the relationship. Example, phone companies, when they sell you a phone, they not only care about the transaction is being completed, because they are planned to sell you the additional new phone when it is launched. So this is why they want to make sure if they have a lot of features, they give you help and assistance to utilize the features you have in your phone so that you can get locked with a specific feature that they only provide, so that when they launch the new device, you will go and buy the upgraded one because there are some competitive advantage that they have in their devices that do not exist in competing products. Great. And always never forget the security, reliability, and the confidence your website should present. You know, if you are a consulting company, it has to be very much formal, and your website has to be reliable. People take wrong perception about your company if your website is down, or the worst scenario is if your company got hacked. This is the final checklist here. When you browse any website, make sure the navigation is easy. It implements the 4 stages of the customer life cycle. Every website must have forms. I don't imagine a website without forms, 99.99% perhaps. It must have call to actions, CTAs, those buttons. We're going to cover them in next chapters. Has a tracking and analysis, and as we mentioned, it should give you very good ranking. As I explained, this is the setup we have here. Okay, let's have some coffee and give you the demonstrations. In this demonstration, I will share with you 1 or 2 websites. And then in the technical part, I will show you the technical feedback for the same websites. Okay, so now I'm browsing, of course, Amar website. And this is one of the, I think, the largest real estate organizations in the United Arab Emirates, and Dubai in specific. So as you can see, the website, initial impression is it looks very impressive. Now, when I see that they have, of course, this is the same company that constructed the Burj Khalifa, which is the largest tower in the world. Of course, they are supposed to be very proud of that and put that on the website and make sure it is one of the core elements of promoting their business, because it shows their strength and their reliability in performance, and it establishes a trust. Okay. Now, somebody might say here, even though this is Amar, which is very famous, when I'm browsing the website, this video, of course, will make the visitors of the website build perception about the brand. But why not also add some statement, which could be the vision of Amar? But it's not right or wrong here, as I explained. Because maybe they say, oh, a year back we were putting some statements. Now it's a 6-month phase where we did some upgrades to the website, because one important element behind the website is it should be updated on regular basis. So they might say here, yeah, I mean, we updated on frequent basis. Maybe next time we add it. So as you can see here, the website is, is focusing on sales. So here, this is what we refer to as the property finder or the search. So I can here come and put an inquiry and search for real estate units. This is good, by the way. Now, if I come to a website here such as Apple, I will come back to Amar. You find also a while back, Apple has shifted from having a website that talks about Apple products. And then if you want to buy the products, you go to the store. So what they did is they made the website the store. Okay, because why? It's very obvious that this company does not need that much of brand awareness. Everyone literally knows Apple, so this is why they focused on being direct. So when you visit the website, the first thing you see here is iPhone 13 Pro buy. And when it comes to A'mar, you can see, of course, something similar here. So they don't want to say who A'mar is, but you want a property, find it here. And this is the impression that about us as being a good company. All right. And then if you scroll, okay, you will find here they have additional content like tours, 360 tours, international projects. And this is the content marketing part that they have, latest launches about their products, and the featured communities, which already the projects that are already completed. And they have a mobile app they are proud of, so they are promoting that, which is the property 24/7 with the A'mar One app, the links to download it, some additional thing. I will not explore, of course, the additional pages here, but this gives us an idea about the main page. Now, in the next part of the demonstration, when I speak about search engine optimization, stay tuned because you may see something very exciting as how websites may become very successful when it comes to the look and the feel, but when it comes to the technical part, here where you may see some more opportunities of improvements, I want to say. So let's cover this very exciting part, which is the search engine optimization. Great. So what is search engine optimization? SEO simply is the process of improving your website so that it attracts more visitors from search engines. All right, we're going to see very interesting demonstrations on that. Your business keywords are the words typed into search engines by your prospects to find products and services relevant to your business. The key important element behind search engine optimization is the definition of your business keywords. I talked about this in previous chapters. While defining the list of keywords, you should mimic the language that your buyer's persona use. So identify which keywords or phrases you would like to rank for and work hard on making your website rank for those keywords. Hundreds of reviews of websites with potential clients and people and involvement in previous sessions. Majority of organizations got shocked when they discovered how their website actually is not configured properly for search engine optimization. Great. So before further talk about this very interesting subject, let me go back to my slides and what can be done to configure a website for search engine optimization. So there are 3 pillars for configuring a website for SEO. On-page optimization is what you can configure on your website to improve your search engine optimization. This part is things that you do outside your website. Because your website, as I will give you a quick idea now about how the search engine work. It's not only about what you do on your website, but you have to come and bring a traffic to your website and do some stuff outside your website. And this is what we refer to as off-page optimization. Now, once you configure your website properly and you do a lot of activities outside your website to make sure also they contribute to the higher ranking of your website, you need to come and do some analysis to make sure your website is working well, or at least to measure where you are, and then you can monitor the progress of improving your SEO. The way search engines work, we speak mostly about a company called, you're familiar with, maybe called Google, is they have a database of the entire list of pages existing on all websites that are indexed by Google. And these are around 1 billion websites. And if you assume every website has an average of 5 pages, so Google has a database of those 1 billion websites and 5 billion web pages. And not only that, they have a database of the entire keywords that people use while searching the internet. And they store the ranking of every keyword for every page, in every region, in every language, etc. So this is why your asset at the end of the day is a page that is stored on your website. And when we say your website, is that URL, which is your website domain, which is something called Amazon.com or whatever.com or .whatever. So that domain name is your website, and whatever pages are hosted on that website, okay, are the pages that you own. And then your interest is to have each of those web pages rank for a specific set of keywords, so that when people type those keywords on search engines, your page will have a highest rank, so that it will come on the first page of Google. I'm going to give you very interesting demonstrations. Hopefully you will find it easier to understand. Now let's read what goes into configuring a website from the on-page part, and then I will go to the off-page optimization. So to configure your website, as we mentioned, the first step is to configure or to define the keywords that are relevant for your business. And those are the keywords that people use for finding. If you want to know what people use, you can use a very simple trick. If you use Google AdWords, which is the tool that you use to advertise on Google, you can type a keyword and see how much this keyword is used in a certain region. And based on this, you know whether this keyword people use for searching or not. Let's read those steps here. So to configure your website for every page, as we mentioned here, all those are configured for a page on your website. So if you have a website that's 10 pages, you must configure all of these for every page on your website. The main page that opens on your website is nothing but one more page, an additional page, okay? So which is called, index.xml, or .html or whatever. But it is the main page that's stored on your website that when people browse your domain, that page opens by default, and it has links to other web pages. Is it more important than other pages? The answer is yes, because it should rank the highest. Because it points to the other pages inherit the rank from that page. We're going to speak when we speak about backlinks here, okay, later on. The most important element for a web page is something called the title tag. For a web page, and all such data is configured inside the web page, and in the demonstration, as I mentioned, I will show you where you can configure that. So the title page is maximum 80 characters, and if you put more than 80 characters, it will be, those content will be trimmed. It used to be 66 characters, so preferably to be around between 60 to 80 characters for. And here what you include the title tag, okay, for the web page. There's another one called meta tags, which is the kind of the page description, which is between 50 to 300 letters also, or characters for the page. So when Google comes to index a website, they open every page, they index the title tag, they index the meta tags, and they check the images on that page if there are any, and they index the tags for the images. So this is why when you put images on your website, this is why when you search on Google and you find images, those images come because they are tagged. And a lot of images are tagged picture 5, picture 7. This is why if you search the internet for picture 5, picture 7, picture, pic, and then you'll find a lot of content, because Google, when they come to index, they find a lot of pages on your website that are the name of the picture by default, because no one has put any alt tag for that image. There will be content on your website, which is text. So when you define header 1, header 2, and the body text, also Google, they see the headers are more important. The header 1 is given more priority when it's indexed, etc. The URL structure is the name of the page. So if you have a page that talks about best hotel in Dubai, make sure you can name your page best-hotel-Dubai, and then this will add to the optimization of the page. This is why you find a lot of e-commerce websites, when you are browsing a product, you find the product, the exact product tags are there in the name of the page. So the e-commerce platforms automatically generate a page, and its name is the name that needs to be ranked for the product. Keyword density. Yes, so this is why you see a lot of content when we browse. They keep repeating those keywords, especially news, because they want their blog to rank high. Like what's happening in the world of hospitality. The world of hospitality so they keep talking. And sometimes you feel the content is becoming ridiculous how it's repeated. And you may assume that the writers, why are they writing in this bad style? Is in fact because they want to have higher keyword density. So yes, you need to have more keywords or more content that is relevant to your keywords on your web page, but don't try to exaggerate it. Otherwise, people don't find it convenient or appropriate. The sitemap, there's something here very interesting because every page that links to another page inherits its rank. Okay, so what does it mean? So this is why the sitemap has to be well designed. So if you have a point, page 1, that points to page 2 inherits the rank from page 1 if they speak about the same keywords. So it adds them to the ranking. This is how Google designed this intelligent way of indexing websites. So we make sure, actually, just simple note here, make sure your sitemap is simple. I don't think today there are so many websites with so many drill down in terms of navigation. So mostly it's main page plus some navigation to level 1 and then level 2. So which is good enough. A lot of content servers, which is CMS softwares like WordPress, etc., Wix, etc., they help you configure that, and they help you configure it properly. Backlinks is, as we mentioned, so if you have your website, every page points to the next page, make also a link from the next page to the main page. Those changes of links, Google Search Engine Optimizer or the Google Crawler, the Google Crawler reads those links and accordingly adjust the ranks, and they make your entire website pages balance in terms of the rank. So they help each other. And also the page layout and the design. So a faster web page is ranked by Google higher, and also a web page that is designed for mobile is also given higher rank by Google. Okay, so this was a very brief idea about on-page optimization and what you can do. During the demonstration, you're going to see that yourself. All right, now, off-page optimization. Now, what really makes your web page ranks is not if you configure it properly. Assume you create a new web page that talks about real estate in Dubai, and then you publish it on your website. And then at the beginning, there are no visitors for that page. No one has visited this page before. So assume it ranks for that keyword phrase 0. It will remain to be 0 until you start to visit the web page. So when you visit a web page, do you improve its ranking? Yes, slightly. What makes a web page rank so well is you search for that web page on the internet, and that page comes in the search. But somebody might say, how? Wait. If we search for a web page and the web page has low rank, it will not come. So people will not be able to find it. They will not be able to click, because when you click about a web page that you find, you improve its rank. So Google has artificial intelligent engines. And we're going to see this. So when you search for a page, you find it, you click, you come to the website. And if it does not come, then how can it be ranked? So this is why it is very tricky. I'm going to show you this in the demonstration. How you can do that is by improving the social media presence you have. So you can have a lot of people finding your pages, clicking on the links, and visiting your website. Visitors of your website is the most important, perhaps, element that you can start with. So this is why I create blogs. Let people click on their blogs, come to your website, post them somewhere. Forums, discussion groups, Google Maps, digital advertisements here, because digital ads, when you put an ad and you have 2,000 people click on the ad, they come to your website. So this is why there is a huge benefit of driving traffic from advertisement that you put on Facebook, as an example, to your website, in comparison to having people stay within Facebook. So drive people to come to your website, because this is your important asset, and this will help you really improve the rank. There are a lot of analytical tools that you can use. Example is Google. They give you two important tools: Google Analytics and Google Search Central. You can also have the very important one, which is the global rank of your website. Okay, so instead of me talking about them here, I think I'm gonna cover them in the demonstration. As I explained, there are tools that can help you in configuring your website. So this is an example of Wix that I use for my website, which is imatchocare.com. And as you can see, there is a dedicated section for marketing and SEO. And if I click on SEO here, okay, tools, you'll notice there is an entire part about search engine optimization. And here were the part that I can configure the sitemap. So what is the sitemap? Because when Google comes to your website, they need to find a map that includes web pages existing on your website. And accordingly, they will index those pages that are present in the sitemap. Simply, if your website does not have a sitemap, then Google will try to index it, but it will not index it properly. Okay, so if you go back here, okay, and then got found on Google, if I click on this, here where the main part we use to configure the SEO for the website. These are the keywords, okay, that I have. So you can configure your keywords, and then later on you can select the keywords that you want to use. And as you see here, let's set up the homepage title. So this is what I've talked about. Okay, so this is for the first page, the business consulting, etc. Now we're going to show you this in the demonstration. So conclusion, this is very important, is to use what we refer to as the specific SEO tool that can guide you and help you step by step on how to configure your search engine optimization for your website. Okay, so I think I will not give you more demonstration. You can check that yourself. And let's do some search. Best real estate company in Dubai. Okay, a lot of companies, they care about that. So you notice here, the first thing that came, and this is free. It is what we call the Google Maps. So this tells us something. To configure your website, start by configuring a proper location for your business, because this Google sometimes displays on the top of the search results, which can make your company come here. A lot of companies, maybe they don't put attention on this one, but give your business name a keyword phrase that people used for searching. And if you scroll here also, top real estate companies in Dubai. So this is what Gulf Talent. This is a recruitment company. Better Homes, which is a real estate agent company, and then Asian Property. Okay, interesting. And then notice here something. There is an advertisement. There is an advertisement for A'mar, which is the company that I showed you its website in the first demonstration. But something interesting here, did A'mar show on the first page on Google here, like, A'mar, best real estate companies in Dubai? No. Let's search for something else, So let's search for, best company in real estate in Dubai. And something similar here. These are the Google Maps. And then you notice here, similar also. So, but again, no top really, because in Dubai there are a lot of good large real estate players such as A'mar and A'mar and Dubai Properties Group and many other companies. You notice here none of them really ranked on the first page of Google when it comes to a search term, best companies in real estate in Dubai. This tells you that maybe they didn't do enough enough good work in terms of configuring their search engine. Something you noticed here now. When I clicked on this, even by mistake now, okay, what happened now? Google increased the rank of this page for Gulf Tenant for that search terms. This is what I meant when I said how Google really work in terms of, ranking of web pages. Okay. Now, so this is why when you search and then you find yourself, do yourself a small favor by clicking, on the page, because you tell Google, Okay, now you notice here something interesting. The word of SEO is full of nice surprises. So those people, they had a page which ranked well. And it has been there maybe for a while and got a lot of traffic, and it ranked high. And when I search, Google displayed the page. But some developers, you notice here the page name is called Dubai-Top-Real Estate Companies. So somebody deleted that page. Okay. Now, what happens if you want to rename a page or delete it completely? So that you don't get this 404 error, you should divert it to another page. So that when Google come to your website, they see the sitemap and they say, oh, so this page does not exist anymore, but it moved. So you can move it temporarily or permanently, and then you can tell Google that. Because Google now displays this, so you've lost, because every page that has high rank that's showing on the first page in Google is a good asset for your business, that even if you don't care about the subject anymore, you should convert it to another page and inherit its ranking from one page to another. So, and also it gives people convenience. What's wrong with this company? Like, I clicked here and then the page is not there. Where is the error? Yeah, so the error from the company configuring their SEO. Where can you see if there are these kind of indexing errors or in the Google Search Console? So those guys who are managing SEO, they can know that, oh yeah, there is a page index, but it is not there on the website. So this is the Amar website. Now, you remember the first one, which is, we called it the title tag of the page. When I hover over this, now there are tools that can take a page, because all this is public information. They are published with the page and then everyone can access them. So you can see here, the title tag for the main page is home-Amar properties, which is PGSC. Okay, interesting. So this is the title tag. So the company is saying, we want people, when they search for home-Amar properties PGSC, to find us. So this is obviously tell you that the configuration for the SEO of the main web page for Amar is not done in the best way for SEO. Okay, so this is why home-Amar properties. So if I come here and I search for home-Amar properties, okay, you'll find, oh wow, you'll find this web page is ranking best, because this is a large company and it receives a lot of traffic. So this is why you notice here the home-Amar properties is ranking first. But who searches for home-Amar? No one. This is why it's a lost opportunity, and it is not the best way to configure SEO, okay, for this page. Great. Now, let's go to another tool, which is here, the website traffic analysis. This is one of the websites that they put a lot of attention on giving their customers services, similar web. So if I copy Amar here and then I place it over there, I can see the global rank. Okay. Search. So you can see the company has a global rank of 180,364. The lower the better, because which website has the highest ranking in the world? I think it's Google or YouTube.com. You can see the bounce rate. So such information are public. So the bounce rate are 56.64%. So 56.64% of the visitors, they bounce. This means they visit the web page and then they leave without browsing the rest of the website, similar to what we have now. Okay, and then the average visit duration is, of course, you need more, 1 minute 55 seconds. It is not bad, huh? Okay, but it is always to compare, your website to other competitors' website that you have. But for me, when I look at Amar scoring 180,000, I think Amar is more famous. So this is why, where is this? And they notice here recently there is a huge drop in the traffic. So I suspect there is something not right. Why? Because I think they should rank better. They are more famous. So let me go again to the website. I was just a few minutes back browsing. So you notice here there is amar.com hosting the main page. And what we call amar.com, this is their main domain. Now when I click on communities here, we go to the other pages of the website. So what they have done, they configured a subdomain called properties.amar. Maybe because Amar is the conglomerate. So they want their properties business to be on one part, okay, or on one subdomain. And then maybe they have other subdomains that are configured for different parts of the business. But if you want to do that, this is fine. But you have to understand something important, is every subdomain you develop or you create is considered by Google a different domain. So this is why if you have a web page that here, the main one, which has an SEO that is not optimal, pointing to web pages on a different website, you are going to lose when it comes to inheriting the rank from one page to another. So notice here downtown Dubai, and if I click here or go in on the title tag, you notice here there is something called downtown Dubai 1 to 6 bedroom luxury apartment for sale. Now this is the title tag, you remember I spoke about, which is supposed to be 80 characters. You notice this character here, which is called pipe. So if you have different keywords that you need to include in a title tag, Google, do you support them by a dash? The answer is no, because the dash is a part of the set of characters. As you can see in the previous example, you can search for home dash. But if you use a pipe, Google will take that and then it will take those separate expressions and consider each one as separate, and it will index your keywords, phrases here. Those which are separated by pipe, each one will be on its own. So here, this means the people who configure the website for this page, they said we want to rank for downtown Dubai, and also we want to rank for 1 to 6 bedroom luxury apartments for sale. What can be better in here? Of course, how many people will search for 1 to 6 bedroom luxury apartments? But people mostly will search for luxury apartments in Dubai. So this is why now if I go and search for 1 to 6 bedroom luxury apartments for sale, you'll notice that this web page will come 1 to 6 bedroom apartments. Okay, and then you notice here a lot of ranking, and this is the page I'm talking about. So you notice they are saying I want to rank for 1 to 6 bedroom luxury apartment. People might search for 1 to 5 bedroom apartment or 5 bedroom apartments. They rarely search for 1 to 6. And then here, those are, as we mentioned, the advertisements that companies put so that they can attract. I'm going to cover them in the next part of the demonstration when I speak about digital advertisements. I guess you got an idea about organic search and ranking of websites. And as I explained to you, believe it or not, and during the course, we used to have workshops where we ask people to go to the visit of their own website for their companies. And it was 90% of those or even more who browsed their websites, they got shocked by how their website, is not optimized for search engine optimization. Other parts of the course, mobile apps. Okay, now just to remind you here, we are working on the digital marketing tools that are used for brand awareness. Okay, and a mobile app can be an amazing opportunity if your business can benefit from that. You can use mobile apps to position your products. You can allow your clients to book sessions in your business. They can see their loyalty points. So there are businesses in many scenarios that can highly benefit from a mobile app if the mobile app can really deliver great value for your clients. Think about how you can take your business mobile, and let's cover this slide. So depending on your business, as I explained, a mobile app can be of a great addition to the presence that you have on the internet. Your mobile app can follow a similar approach to the website, focusing on the 4 stages of the customer life cycle. This is why you see in mobile apps, when you download them, they give you some functionalities before you are forced to log in. Before logging in, this is the entire thing is about brand awareness, because you don't know who is browsing your mobile app. Some mobile apps, they make them, you cannot do anything before you log in. Okay, there is no right or wrong here, depending on your business. Mobile notifications can be a very good opportunity, different to websites. You know, on websites, Google tried to have people subscribe to push notifications. I don't think anyone likes to be notified on a computer. But on a mobile device, a lot of people really keep the notifications active. So make sure the mobile app delivers enough value to the users so that, of course, they can keep it on their phone and they don't delete it. Yeah, that was a quick session to highlight the importance of having a mobile application. And now let's go to the next part, which I speak about content marketing. Content is very important. Without content, your entire internet will be empty, and also no one will find you, because people find you through content. So content is the fuel of your marketing machine. Content should target your buyers' personas and map to the customer life cycle. So always when you develop content, as we're going to see what type of content in the next slide that you can create for your business, when you create content, make sure that you say this content is for brand awareness, engagement, conversion, etc. Keep your content simple, enjoyable. You know, a lot of content available today. Everyone is fighting for attention rather than, you know. So this is why at the beginning, make sure you create a lot of content. So produce content with a long shelf life. So if you create a picture or a video, make sure you do it in a way so that you can keep to use it not only for 1 week, try to use it for long time so that you are, and you can put it on various platforms. Like you can put it on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, you know, and other social networks. So you can maximize the benefit from that content. Great. Produce the same content in different format and publish it on, you know, on various channels as I explained it. Don't forget to use a call to action with every content. So if I put a blog, when people read it, you can say, oh, download, you can read additional blogs, or now you can start to give them a certain offer. Think about who is best to produce content. If you are a hotel and then you have nice restaurants and you have chefs, you know, maybe the best people, if you want to write something about cooking, maybe you can have your best chef write that blog. So it's not always marketing people who are supposed to produce, to create content or subtract. The worst maybe is to go to a company, say we can write for you 50 blogs, we charge you per blog, and then you'll find them producing low quality content. So don't produce low quality content. What kind of content you can create? You can create videos which are very impressive, case studies, infographics, white papers, calculators, ebooks, templates, research reports is there twice. Okay. Checklists, webinars, blogs, podcasts, frequently asked questions, and whatever you may think about. Produce as much as content as you can, and of course content sometimes takes a lot of time, so be careful on when you are going to produce content, is to really work hard, but make sure that you produce something that you can use properly and that you can benefit from. There are some statistics that show majority of companies don't have what we refer to as the content strategy. They just produce content. You know, they create noise, which is fine, but not very, very important. Digital advertisements. Digital ads are important, and then you use them whenever you cannot reach your content, what we call organically. Who are your prospects or the stakeholders of your business? It can be some specific people who come to your website, and you may find at a certain time that you need to reach additional people. And of course, what you can do is go there and check where are those additional people or prospects, and then you can target them with advertisements. Great. Now you can, of course, there are a lot of there are a lot of flexibilities in configuring those ads on the various social networks, such as, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube. What tools do you use to create those advertisements, or subtract a company to do that for you? You can use Google AdWords, which is the main engine used to advertise across the entire Google platforms. You can use Facebook also to advertise on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, and others. I will give you a quick demonstration to show you a little bit of what we call search advertisements, but I think you are very familiar is when you see those advertisements on YouTube, etc., etc. So most of those, what we refer to them as pay-per-click, is when you advertise, when people click on your ad, you are charged. It's a huge thing in the entire world that's really creating a lot of hassle. Okay, you see those clicks or advertisements spread all over the place, especially with the news agencies. Okay, it's something big that's happening in the world today. I hope it will be more structured in the future. So when I come here, you notice how people maybe focus on specific keywords like buy a real estate unit in Dubai, and then you will find here, okay, spelling no problem, Google Smart, and now you can see here those are all what we call search ads. All right, so this is, and then Google indicated with an ad, and somebody might ask why this ad comes before this ad, something called the score every ad gets, and that score depends on your organic element as well. So if you are creating an ad that points to a website that has higher rank to the keyword that you've put than this website, then this keyword will come, or this advertisement will come first. Also the configuration of the ad text itself. So you can see here, this is another large real estate player in Dubai Properties Group. But yeah, you may see here that they are ranking not the highest, but they are ranking. But still, an amazing achievement is when you are on the first page of Google. All right. So Dubai Properties, leading real estate developer in Dubai. So it seems they have done a better job than Amar, because they are on the first page of Google in comparison to, Amar, which are not on the first page of Google with this search term, which is buy a real estate unit in Dubai. Okay. Yeah, so there is some fun here happening in the organic search. So you may find some companies take it as a competition that they want to be on this first page of Google organically, and you find them spending a lot of energy and time. I believe it's worth it, but the question is, of course, is to have a balanced approach when it comes to doing or managing your entire marketing strategy between organic search, paid ads. They are not the only two activities you do in marketing, of course, because there are many additional activities that you can do in marketing. Okay, and don't forget to experiment, measure, and repeat. So when you do something, measure how much it's giving you in terms of business, how many leads you have generated from this campaign, advertisement, or whatever. If you have a web page that's ranking well, but giving you no leads, then try to change it. It's not important how many visitors a web page receives, but how many conversions it can get you. So if a web page about brand awareness, is it giving you enough engagement? Try to improve the chain of conversion within the 4 stages of the customer life cycle. That was a long chapter, and I don't think I could have made it shorter, because we wanted to cover the entire set of tools we use for brand awareness, the top important ones. So this is why I hope the other chapters won't be as long as this one. So next chapter will be the marketing tools for customer engagement. Thanks for watching, and in case you wanna reach me, you can reach me by email on ask@imadshokair.com, or you can visit my website imadshokair.com. Again, if you have come to this stage here, this seems you have a great amount of tolerance watching content online. Thank you really for doing so, and I hope you subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. And stay tuned for the upcoming chapters, and take care.